Good morning everyone. So today let's discuss about the next organelle, that is the plastid. Okay. Now plastid actually it is the semi-autonomous organelle having a DNA and a double membrane envelope which store and synthesizes various types of organic compounds. Okay. Now this was first actually introduced by E. Haeckel in the year 1866. Now, plastid actually it develops from a colorless precursor which is known as the proplastid. It divides and develops into the plastid. Now, according to the color, the plastids are of three types: the leucoplast, chromoplast, and the chloroplast. The leucoplast is the colorless plastid, chromoplast which is red or yellow in color, and chloroplast which is green in color. Okay. Now the leucoplast actually, as it is colorless, it occurs near the nucleus in the non-green cells and possesses the internal lamella. Now it is of three types. Now these three types are the amyloplast which contains starch, the elaioplast which contains the fats, and the eleuroplast which contains the proteins. Now chromoplast, as we have already said, that these are yellow or reddish in color, and because of the presence of the pigments, okay, which is what is present. Now they provide some color to the flowers, and as the flowers become colorful, that means they are helping in attraction of insect for pollination. Then they are responsible for the bright red or orange color of fruits, which will help in attracting the animals for dispersal. Then they are also the site of synthesis of membrane lipids. Okay. Now, actually what happened whenever we are seeing, for very simple example, the tomato, which is first of all green and then it becomes red when it is ripened, isn't it? Or the chili, that is due to the transformation of the chloroplast into the chromoplast. Okay. So this is one important point. And another thing, the carrot color, that means the orange color of the carrot root, carrot, if you know that it is a modification of the root, isn't it? That is due to the chromoplast. Now the chloroplast, it is green in color and it is the main photosynthetic pigment. It consists of chlorophyll, then carotenoids. Okay. Now sometimes what happens, this chloroplast which is present in algae, it may not be green in color. Then it is in red algae, it is known as the rhodoplast, and in brown algae it is known as the pheoplast. Okay, that is responsible for red and brown color, and they are together known as the chromatophores. Now the number of the chloroplast in each cell, it is actually a fixed number for per cell in each organism. Okay. For example, the Spirogyra indica, it has one chloroplast each cell, whereas Spirogyra rectospora, it consists of 16 chloroplasts in each cell. The shape may also vary. Sometimes it may be plate-like, cup-shaped, or polygonal, stellate, ribbon-like, reticulate, or may be a oval disc-like structure. The size also varies from different species. The basic chemical composition consists of the proteins, lipids, chlorophylls, DNA, RNA, carotenoids, and some other substances in little traces. Now let's come to the main part, that is the structure. The structure consists of three portions: the envelope, the matrix or the stroma, and the thylakoid. The envelope of the chloroplast, it consists of two parts. Okay, the inner membrane and the outer membrane. Now see, this is the outer membrane and this particular portion is the inner membrane, and in between the outer membrane, actually it is permeable to many type of substances, but the inner membrane, it is not permeable. It consists of carrier proteins which will help the substances to pass into it or come throughout it. Okay. Now the space between the two membranes is known as the intermembrane space. Okay. Then this inner membrane, it encloses a semi-fluid substance which is known as the matrix or the stroma. Now stroma, actually it is the main site of photosynthesis. Okay, it consists of DNA, RNA, ribosomes, plastoglobules which are lipid droplets. They consist of DNA, RNA, DNA which is present, that means it will help in replication. RNA is there which will help in transcription. Okay, all these things are present within the matrix. Now sometimes what happens, this particular stroma, it synthesizes, it has ribosomes. These ribosomes are responsible for production of various types of enzymes which are responsible for photophosphorylation, photolysis of water, photosynthetic pigments, okay, then various other reactions also, and it may also sometimes store starch in higher plants. Now if it is storing starch, then we call it as the assimilatory starch. If we are in some case of algae, the starch storing particular organelle is known as the pyrenoids. Okay, then let's come to the third portion, that is the thylakoid. Thylakoid, it is the membrane lined flat sac like structures. Okay, these are the main photosynthetic portions, and that's why these are known as the structural elements of the chloroplast. Now the thylakoids are disc like structures. Okay, now they are arranged in a stack, and this particular stack actually consists of 2 to 200 thylakoids, and this is together known as the granum. So thylakoid is the site of light reaction of photosynthesis, whereas stroma is the site of dark reaction of photosynthesis. Got it? These two are important points to be remembered. Now the thylakoid actually, it consists of different type of photosynthetic pigments and coupling factors which are necessary during ATP synthesis, and moreover it consists of two photosystem 1 and 2, which are involved during photosynthesis, okay, in the light reactions. Okay, now this is a very important organelle in the plants because this is the only thing which is responsible for performing photosynthesis, and we know that if photosynthesis is not performed, then the plants cannot prepare their food, isn't it? Only this is the main thing for which we call them as the autotrophic organisms. So it is the main function of the chloroplast is to perform photosynthesis. Moreover, they are able to trap the solar energy and convert it to chemical energy. They pick up carbon dioxide, then liberate oxygen during the photosynthesis, which is a very important process, and for which the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide is maintained in the atmosphere. Then some of them store starch, some store lipids also, fatty acids, okay. They provide photosensitivity due to the presence of eye spot. So they are the various types of functions that are performed by plastids. So this is a very important organelle. So earlier class we have studied about mitochondria also. These two very properly you draw the structures, write everything, structure, functions, all are very important. Go through the notes, go through the videos. If you find any problem, then please let me know.